Oh, birthday, anniversary, Valentine's Day, Christmas, Mother's Day for some of you, Boo Basket, Burr Basket. What else is there? Like 16 other things? At what point are you just asking for too much? Is there a limit? Like, it's so weird because do you have the same energy for your man? Are you buying him gifts at least 7 times a year? I have a feeling that men don't receive gifts for all of these days. You know, boyfriend day, Father's Day, birthday. I have tons of men in my comment sections constantly saying they've never even received a birthday gift of all things. Instead of focusing on what we can get out of the other person, why not focus on what you can give? We don't need to be adding any more holidays. We've got plenty. And I mean, a lot of women talk about they want just because gifts as well. So is there ever an ending there? Or is he supposed to spend his entire life savings on flowers and chocolate for you 24/7?
These young ladies are asking our sons for money. And as a boy mom, they used to really grind my gears because this little girl sent my son $100 Temu request. First of all, I didn't even know you could do that. Thank you. Also, terrible discernment, bad management. My son not even dropping the fries and he doesn't have a license. He was 15 years old, girl. Now you I feel like you asking me for money because where he going to get it from? He ain't selling no drugs, is he? Have you seen Malcolm X, young lady? Huh? Have you? Do you know what happens to you when you put your hands in somebody else's pocket? These young.
So listen, are you surprised by this? Are you surprised? Check it out right there. The caption says boy mom problems. Boy mom problems in a modern world in 2026, just the beginning of the year. So what's happening in 2026? Well, I think a comment said it best when they said they're being programmed. This one right here. She says they're being programmed. By who? By TikTok. Of course they're seeing the messages, right? The messages of women encouraging other women and also the young women, because they forget the young ones are also online, encouraging them to ask men for money. And this is something I actually think about a lot when I make this type of videos. I know on the other end of the screen, it's not just men like myself who see those type of videos, but it's also younger boys who are like, okay, so I need to get money and I don't have any. And the younger girls are thinking, well, why don't I ask the boys who like me for money? Because that's what these other women are saying I should do. They're not saying don't have kids outside of wedlock. Maybe that's becoming more of a popular thing now. For a long time, that wasn't the focus, right? It wasn't about responsibility, doing better. And yes, the boys need these type of messages too. But of course, they're learning this from TikTok. You want a society where young women believe that the most important thing a man can provide for you is money. Then you want to be surprised when all of a sudden a Diddy pops in, who has all the money and now believes now that he's won the game and acquired all the success, all the power, he now can have his way. This is one of the points I made during the whole Diddy situation. I believe Diddy is a sick man. I've said this plenty of times. I don't take it back. I believe he is. However, I also think that society encourages those type of men to pretty much know that once they get to where he's at or where he was at or that level of success, then there are women out here who do whatever he wants them to.
I broke up with my best friend because she cheated on her fiance. Yeah. Let's call my best friend Bree. We've been best friends since we were in high school. Bree had been dating her fiance for about a year before he proposed. Let's call him Eli. Eli treated Bree like gold. Basically, treated her as if she was his wife from day one, as he should. So Bree really never lifted a finger, never really did much of anything. She didn't even work. So when they got engaged, that's all she wanted was to get engaged. When they got engaged, all she cared about was wedding, and being in tip-top shape. Like, she immediately went out and hired a personal trainer. Let's call him Michael. Now, Bree spent a ton of time at that gym, okay? She was always at the gym, and she was always hanging out with a bunch of guys from the gym. Only guys from the gym, actually. And it's not that I don't think that men and women can be platonic, but let's just say it was odd. She constantly talked about Michael. Like, it went from wedding talk to her and Michael talk, and how her and Michael were doing this, and her and Michael would go get coffee, but it was no big deal because they went and got it with the other guys, right? And, you know, Michael brought her lunch. Michael was taking her out to lunch. Mind you, her fiance is like slaving away at work to pay for this wedding that's coming up, okay? He's so in love with her that he doesn't even see any of this happening, okay? And as her best friend, I'm like, this is pretty odd. I go to the gym with her a few times, and I remember a lot of things, right? I remember small details, okay? I remember Michael telling me that he wasn't from the town we lived in. He was from a town about 30 minutes out. Let's just call it Whitville. He's from Whitville. And it's relevant. So, you know, they're hanging out all the time, and they're extra flirty when I'm there. Like, extra flirty, touchy, flirty. Like, she's touching him in ways I wouldn't want someone touching up on my man, and vice versa. Like, if my man was acting like that, he wouldn't be acting like my man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm kind of scratching my head, but I don't really say too much, okay? I don't say too much because it's not my life. And, like, not my relationship, right? Like, your relationship, your rules. Your roles. Now, one night, I was up pretty late with my husband, okay? We had popped a couple spicy cubes, tussled for a few hours, and, you know, afterwards, I go to text my best friend, telling her, like, she's got to try this, basically. And you know how when you go to text someone, it says their location at the top? And what do you know? It said that she was in Whitville. It's 2 a.m. and you're in Whitville, okay? And I go to text her, and she doesn't respond. And I'm sitting there thinking, like, this is weird. Like, why would she be there? And it clicks. You know, Michael lives there. So I'm like, this is odd. Okay. The next morning, I get up and I wake up to a missed call from none other than Eli. And I have a text from him that says to have Bree call him. I'm thinking this is weird because what? So I call Bree and I'm like, hey, Eli's texting me, telling me to have you call him. She's like, oh, yeah, I ran out. I'm surprising him. I stayed out with like one of my college roommates last night out in the city. And like
I get a new job actually in COVID. So I'm no longer in pharmaceutical sales. I go into tech sales. We start going into the office. I will speed this up a little bit to get to like the good parts, but we start going into the office, and my office is right by Penn Station. And I am exposed to this fancy, like luxurious tech salesman lifestyle that I had no idea existed. It's people my age. They are in their like late 20s, early 30s. They're like dressed in these like amazing suits. They go out to steak dinners on the company dime, and they're going out in like the West Village and all around Manhattan any and every day of the week. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is exactly where I need to be. So I start going into the office every day. It's not mandatory, but I just love being around these people. We have a bar in our lobby that's also super fancy. So I thought me drinking kind of in a luxurious way just meant, okay, you just like, you have good taste. Like you're not an alcoholic. So I'm ordering old fashions, dirty martinis, and these bars. Then we're going out to steak dinners with my coworkers, and we're ordering expensive bottles of wine. And I'm showing up at home wasted. And I start resenting my husband because he's just like any normal husband probably would do. Like, what are you doing coming home on a Tuesday night at 10:30 drunk out of your mind? Like, where were you? And so I realized then that I couldn't be married anymore. I was like, this is not going to work out for me because, and again, I'm spinning the truth. I'm telling my family, he's so controlling. I got to get out of this relationship. I mean, he's insecure. It's just, I'm just saying whatever I need to make my family be like, I mean, that doesn't sound anything like him, but like, I guess, yeah, if you're unhappy, go for it. Not go for it. Obviously, my family wasn't like, yeah, get divorced. But I mean, they were like, if it's going to make you happy, like, I guess you have to do what's going to make you happy.
And they don't know the real reason why. Yeah.
My mom will still say to this day, she watches my TikToks and she's like, I didn't know that you were hiding all this drinking from your ex, like my ex. And I was like, yeah, I know you didn't because I did whatever I could to make you not know. And my ex-husband would not tell my parents because he knew that would just piss me off. Yeah. So he protected me in a sense, which, you know, he had to do what he had to do for himself. So after a steak dinner one night, I come home, or in my Uber home, actually, I rent an Airbnb in Manhattan for the month of January. And so I'm doing this right around the holidays. This is beginning of December. And I get home and I'm like, I'm moving out. And he's just.
And, you know, going back to what Lynn was talking about, reminder, National Girlfriend Day is August 1st. I've never heard of that. I've never heard of that. I thought National Girlfriend Day was another day of the year. I don't know if that's National Wife Day or National Spouse or Significant. I can't remember where I saw that, but I thought that National Girlfriend Day was somewhere else. But apparently now we have a National Girlfriend Day in August. And what she was talking about is what a lot of men don't understand. How many times are we gonna have to go through this to where I gotta buy you something? I gotta buy you something significant. I gotta spend a lot. At what point in time does enough become enough? You know what I mean?
In traditional heterosexual relationships, women have historically carried an unequal load. Duh, right? But even for the most progressive, feminist, and evolved among us, this stuff is so baked into the culture that it can sneak in insidious little ways that lead to major resentments. This can manifest in a bunch of different ways, but the two big ones to keep a close eye on are: one, inequality in responsibilities, when one partner, historically the woman, is burdened by a disproportionate share of cooking, cleaning, plan making, pet care, or other responsibilities. And two, emotional labor. By default, women are often cast in the role of emotional caretakers in the relationship, responsible for constantly managing the emotional well-being of both partners. Shocker, both of these can lead to bitterness and deep resentment. If you find yourself in recurring fights that circle around the general theme of who is pulling their emotional and physical weight and who is not, take the time to consider if traditional, outdated gender roles are fueling your disagreements. And then do your very best to redistribute responsibilities. Work together to come up with a plan that feels fair to both of you. For maximum success, stay flexible and willing to adapt when external circumstances change. Finally, the patriarchy is real. Do your part to dismantle it by making conscious choices to challenge society's stereotypes in both your thoughts and actions. And if you are one of those dudes who's like, but the house doesn't even look that dirty to me and I'm fine eating takeout, so this is all her choice. Wise up, bro. Pull your weight. In fact, pull more than your weight. It's still probably not enough. I love you, bro, but you know it's not.
So I posted this video where the guy was saying, like, women are buying y'all things. Like, where are you finding the women that buy things? So I used an example. Off the top of my head, I just talked about how a lot of men don't get birthday cakes. It's just not a thing. Like, dudes aren't out here planning like a big birthday dinner and saying all they boys need to come and, you know, picking out an outfit. Like, most men aren't doing that. You know what I'm saying? If they are having something, somebody else is planning it for them. I'm not saying nobody ever does it. I'm just saying men just really don't care about their birthdays. Like, they'll usually go out, have a cigar, something like that, whatever. So in the comments on Facebook, I mean, the women are in my comments just going at me. How many cakes did you buy? So how many men have you dated? Well, first off, let me say this. Cakes are $7, okay? Like, cakes are not expensive. Cakes are like my go-to for men and women when I don't know what the you like just yet. And I don't want to spend a lot of money. So the best bet is to just get a birthday cake. If I know that you like red velvet, which most dudes like red velvet, that's what I'm going to get. It's cheap. I get a birthday card. And then is always super appreciative because it's like, oh my God, I haven't gotten a cake. And I'm like, everybody deserves a cake on their birthday. Like, so you women coming in my comments saying things like, yeah, that's why you single now. Yeah, you buying cakes. Okay. The same men that I didn't buy cakes for, not with me either. It's just like, y'all let me know every time in the comments that y'all just care about what other people think on social media. It's like, and then one girl said something about, oh, I haven't bought a cake for my man and I've been with him for 10 years. And I'm just like, so what are you doing for him on his birthday? Because if you won't buy a $7 cake, then you have to be doing something beneath that. So what you think? This is a gift? Y'all are weird.
I genuinely believe women should propose to men. Here's why, okay? Look at what a girl gets to benefit from getting my hand in marriage. The question is, what do I benefit? What do I get, right? If you look at it on paper, I risk losing half of everything I own. I risk having to pay spousal support, child support if it doesn't work out. So like, I'm gonna go ask the woman to then have me by the balls, because if she walks away, I lose 50% of everything. Does that make sense to you guys? No. So women should prove to the man why you could trust her with having access to 50% of everything, and a certain percentage, by the way, in California, it's almost 30% of your income for life. Okay, for life. Why? Why would I do that? You know, all the richest women in the world, all the billionaires with the exception of like Taylor Swift and 3 others, okay? Every female billionaire became a billionaire by divorcing a guy. So why would these idiots, men, go propose to a woman who literally risks it all? You're risking your entire life's work for marriage, so I'm gonna beg her to take all my... It's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Women should propose to men and prove to men why they should even give them access to their world.
Is your wife truly in love with you, or is she in love with the life that you provide her? She is not waking up every day excited for you, is she? No butterflies, no fire in her eyes when you walk through the door, right? She is in love with the life that you have built for her and terrified of watching it disappear. Most wives in long-term marriages, they are not staying because their hearts still race when you come home and walk through the door. They stay because she is protecting what she has. They stay because of the kids. They stay because of social conventions. What will people say? How will it look? She's not choosing you every morning like it's a brand new romance, right? She's choosing this. The paid off house that finally feels like home, the kids thriving in the best schools, the health insurance and the solid retirement accounts, and those annual family vacations that everybody envies. And most of all, listen closely, she is choosing not to lose half of everything and start over from zero. That is not passionate love. That is asset protection. And most long-term marriages are not fueled by love or desired anymore. That is, they are kept running on habit and convenience like a well-oiled machine that nobody dares to turn off. She runs the house like a CEO, calendar locked in, everything picture perfect from the outside, but she has not looked at you with real hunger in her eyes in years, maybe even decades. You guys are elite co-managers at best. Financiers are locked down, household running smooth, sure. Family schedule executed like clockwork, thanks to her, okay. But the bedroom is a duty at best, silent at worst, and date nights maybe still happen, polite dinners, safe small talk over some wine, but not the kind where you can't keep your hands off of each other and end up against the wall in whatever room that you stumble into. Everyone admires your stable, successful life from the outside, while the passion quietly is starved to every single day. And here's the brutal reality. She fears losing the lifestyle. You fear the divorce, the sky-high attorney fees, the child support, the alimony, the bloody war over literally every single asset. So neither one of you makes a move. You won't leave. She won't leave. You kiss goodnight, smile for family photos, keep the routine spinning, acting like everything is peachy keen. But what's really holding this marriage together is not love. It is fear. Fear, cold, paralyzing fear is the only glue keeping you guys together. She's still an incredible wife on paper. Sure. Organized, supportive, amazing mom, perfect hostess. Okay. But the spark is gone and the terror of losing everything else outweighs the quiet unhappiness. So you're no longer her dream. You're her safest bet. You can joke with your boys. It's cheaper to keep her. But deep down, you both know the truth. You are hostages in your own home and in your own marriage. So ask yourself this tonight. Is she truly in love with you, or is she just too scared to let go of the life that you provide her? Because there is a big difference between those two.
No matter what you're going through, the solution is always the same. You have to be charismatic. You have to make money. You have to be in shape. You have to get closer to God. It doesn't matter who's in office. It doesn't matter who your mom's is. It doesn't matter what country you in. The solution is the exact same. If you ever catch yourself wondering, how am I going to get out of this situation? How am I going to do this? Focus on improving these areas and your life will significantly get better, whether that's through solutions or allowing you to cope with the stressor better. 100% guaranteed.
Women love simps. I don't know what y'all heard, but women love to get spoiled. You keep talking about I ain't paying to get her hair and nails done. I ain't sending her out the country. I ain't sending her no money. That's not gonna get you nowhere with a woman. Nowhere. It's a problem to spend some money on a woman, but you ain't got a problem spending money on your homeboy. Or when your homeboy get home from prison, you'll buy him a whole outfit, buy him a car, get him $5,000 and buy him a house. But you draw the line at sending a woman some money to make her feel good. Or to buy her an outfit and to take her out to eat. Or to show up with some flowers. Y'all niggas is weird. Y'all be making me question y'all.
I'm a mama's boy. I absolutely love women. You know, I'm not what you would call a ladies' man. No. You know? I'm not a real big skirt chaser.
A small-time skirt chaser?
There is a secret. Don't chase women. They'll chase you.
How do you make yourself known as potentially available?
Just don't do it. Don't, you know, you meet a lady, you express to her how wonderful she looks or how you respond to the way she looks or whatever it is, and then go on about your business.
And does it ever fail?
Curious, you know, they're like horses in a pasture sometimes. You walk into a pasture and the horse sees you. He's coming over to investigate. And if you see a lady and you don't go, you know, drooling all over her, she's going to want to know why.
So this dude, they continue to say that men aren't pulling their share of the weight in relationships. Then they say if a man does start pulling his share, it's probably not going to be enough, right? So first of all, you have a moving goalpost, right? When you're admitting that a man is doing more than his fair share, it's still not going to be enough. This is what men be talking about. There's always a dynamic, perpetual state where I'm indebted to you, and stuff that I do can never be enough. Do y'all hear yourselves? Even some of the men are in on it now. Just stupid. Just stupid. Shut up.
Men, beware of your wife's single friends. Men, listen up. Your wife's single friends, they will sabotage your marriage if you let it. They sneak in, they whisper, and they poison. Before you know it, your marriage is breaking down. And you think I'm exaggerating and I'm doing this for likes? No, here are some facts. Studies show that divorce spreads like a virus through social networks. If a friend gets divorced, your odds of divorcing jump up to 75%. Let me repeat. Your odds of divorcing jump 75% if her bestie gets divorced. Drill this into your brain. Single women are keeping women single. Peer influence is real. She will prioritize her bestie's feelings over yours, especially if her crew is full of divorcees. They're not healing. They're recruiting. Girl, you deserve better. Girl, oh my gosh, I can't believe he said that to you. Oh my goodness, he is so controlling. Sound familiar? Friends, divorces make divorce seem normal and less stigmatized. Divorcees get together, pulling each other down. They don't care about your kids, your mortgage, or your future. They want her single, swiping, and miserable with them. Protect your marriage, my dudes. Vet those friends ASAP. If her friends is single and salty, red flags. Cut them off or watch your wife join the divorce club. Divorce is contagious, so protect what is yours.
Because the problem with women in social media is really not the media itself, it's what we choose to consume, right? So for men, a lot of times they consume content that is about leveling up to some extent, you know, how to get more money, how to look better, how to attract more women, whatever. For women, oftentimes it is just content that validates you're perfect the way that you are. Everything about women is great. You don't have to change for any man. You can just keep being yourself and somebody's going to come into your life and fall in love with you just as you are. That's the issue, because then we're not growing. We're not challenging ourselves. We're not becoming better people. We're not becoming better women. And the women that do try and make content like that, y'all reject them like because you think that they're talking bad about you, when in reality, they're just asking you to do better, step up, become a better version of yourself, so that way you can actually get the things that you want. But y'all just want to believe that you can stay the same and get the things you want. And that doesn't make any sense. So if we collectively as women change the type of content that we consume, I think that it could help us grow. But, you know, the girls just want to hear about what's on sale and clothes and makeup and shoes and hair and blah, 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 blah.
You gotta stop chasing the men with the money and the men who look good. I'm all about finding a man that's a provider man, which I am so thankful I found, but it didn't start out like that. It wasn't always like that. Sometimes you have to find a man that has the potential, that has the good morals and the good heart, and who has the typical nice guy, maybe the guy who's a nice guy and you don't really want because he's too nice. That's the guy that you want to date. I feel like everybody is so hooked on just being chased around, and you want to chase somebody so bad because it makes you want them more. But chasing somebody isn't true love. It's not love. It's just lust. And you want to get that person until you finally have them, and then you don't want them anymore. I'm telling you that the man with the potential is the man that's going to treat you good. He's going to treat you like the queen that you are, and he's going to become the provider man. Because if you see potential in him and you are standing by his side through thick and thin, you are standing by his side when he has nothing and he's working to get where he needs to be, he's going to be so grateful for you, and he's going to treat you like a queen when he finally gets to where he needs to, because you stood by his side. Because a true man cannot become the man that he wants to without the right woman by his side. You gave them the love when they needed it most, and now that they are where they are at and you worked with them to be where they need to be, no relationship is perfect. This is why I say potential is so important. To see potential in somebody is so important, because it's loving them when they have nothing.
Just because you regret it don't mean it's not non-consensual.
This is insane. Like, this man is giving me the most attention that he's ever given me in our whole entire relationship. I decided to meet a guy, and I said, look, I've never done this in my life. I've never cheated. I've never laid eyes on another man when I'm with another man, but this is what my boyfriend has always wanted, and I think that he, could we do...
Man, you could believe that if you want to, but trust me, if a woman don't like something, she's not doing it. It's not because of the boyfriend, it's because she wants the other guy herself.
I was so unbelievably drunk, and I was also on my period, and he was like, yeah, that's fine. And I was like, really?
Of course they're going to blame it on the alcohol and then try to make an escape route saying, I'm on my period. And the guy's still going to say yes, knowing that you think that's nasty, but it turns you on low key.
He's like, yeah, sure. And so I ended up doing this with this guy, and I remember obviously going back home, and I couldn't sleep in the same bed as him that night, and I was crying, like hysterically crying, like on my sofa, because I just felt disgusting.
Now listen, remember, she says I felt disgusting. Couldn't sleep in the same bed as her boyfriend. I felt disgusting. Listen.
Felt not very consensual. It didn't feel like this is something that I wanted to do. I did it for someone else, which does that now make this not consensual? Like,
you see how they try to flip the script to play, oh, I'm the victim, like I did it for somebody else? You knew what the f you was doing. You're not gonna get drunk or go f a dog or a cow. You knew what the f you was doing.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
You're doing it for someone else, but you didn't want it.
I didn't want it. And so woke up the next day, and he had obviously read the messages on his phone where I told him that I'd hooked up with someone. He came downstairs, kissing, hugging. I love you so much. You are amazing. Da, 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 da. And I was feeling so much, like I was feeling really about myself. And he was like, look, I understand if you don't want to do it again, but if you do, like, I would really want you to get video footage of it. And I was like, this is insane. Like, this man is giving me the most attention that he's ever given me in our whole entire relationship.
First of all, the boyfriend is a cuck. He's a weirdo. Now that we got that out the way, she's a piece of because she's trying to flip the script and saying, oh, it wasn't consensual. And anytime they use it as a feel bad for me, even though and I don't want to take responsibility. I swear, accountability is some women's kryptonite. Conclusion, men, no matter what you say to your girl, if she's not jacking it, she ain't doing it. I don't give a who you is. And women, I know you're not going to listen to this, but stop trying to make men look like the bad guy. If you don't like something and you're a dude because you're irresponsible, don't say, oh, it wasn't consensual when it benefits you. Don't do that. A lot of men lose their freedom in life over the lies y'all be telling. Do better, you whores. And we have people living like this? Ah, man, we're cooked. We're cooked.
Womansplaining Men to Women, episode 131. Why he has to slap your butt when he walks past. We have a board now. 1, he needs to make sure it's still there. If you don't have a butt, you can't poop. Pooping is important. He cares about you. 2, he needs to make sure that you haven't been replaced by a reptilian like Jim Carrey. He knows the sweet caresses of those cheeks like the back of his own hand. So if something is even slightly off, he will know. 3, it's fun. There's like a recoil. It's very satisfying. 4, reassurance, because he knows that after a long time of dating, if he doesn't do it, you're going to think something is wrong. In fact, she might think that you're the reptilian. Did you see what I did here? Yeah. 5, eventually it just actually becomes Pavlovian after a certain amount of time. Like, he eventually doesn't even realize that he's doing it anymore, and that's why sometimes he does it even in front of your parents or at church. Anyway, follow for more completely scientific explanations about the secrets of men. I've gotten pretty good at this.
Google the richest women in the world, like where they got their money from. It's rough. It's rough out there, guys. They starting businesses. They're marrying dummies.
Really?
Yes.
Is that how they got
It's
that
almost
rich?
all of it is divorce. Feminists do not want to hear this. But there was one woman who was the richest woman ever from a startup company, Elizabeth Holmes. She ran a company called Theranos. She started it herself, dropped out of college to start this company, and it was a total fraud. It was all fraudulent. She's going to jail forever. She was worth $34 billion at one point. It was a blood testing company, and they falsified all sorts of data, and they lied to investors and all sorts of shit. This lady, she used to dress like Steve Jobs. She wore a black turtleneck and everything. And
Today we have 5 things that count as cheating. Number 5, answering DMs at all. Some guy enters your girl's DMs and she just even likes the message. Or a, haha, thanks. Cheating. Number 4, accepting drinks from other men. I got money. You need money for drinks. Ask me. Number 3, hanging out with any man one-on-one, excluding fathers, brothers, cousins, or uncles. Shouldn't be hanging out with any guy one-on-one. I don't care if he's your guy friend. He's like a brother. You've known him for 87 years. No. Posting thirst traps. Pretty self-explanatory. And number 1, any interaction with an ex. If your ex reach out to you, don't answer. You see your ex in public. Hey, bye.
What's up, y'all? So just want to touch on this whole Dr. Cheyenne Bryant fiasco, because I've seen a lot of women pointing the finger at men and saying, why aren't y'all holding her responsible for misrepresenting herself? Here's the thing, ladies. Men never bought into that representative. I seen it when she first came out. Like, men never saw her as who she was posturing herself to be. They always could see through it, and they always knew she was like one step away from like OnlyFans. So her recent behavior, sexualizing herself, participating in that low vibration, she will call it, is no surprise to them. They always saw it coming. Okay, as soon as the attention dries up, they get naked, and she's no different. And that's why men aren't holding her accountable or even upset, because it's not a shocker. It's just women that she duped, unfortunately. Have a blessed one.
Lauren was talking about, some of these ladies out here, their single friends sneaking in and sabotaging the marriage. And she's saying, well, before you blow me off, let me explain to you. No, Lauren, we're not going to blow you off. We understand. Men know this. Men understand the issues that come with some of these modern women being friends with your wife and the things that they say. Right now, it's up to your wife, obviously, and ultimately, to be like, oh, okay, I'm sorry you're having a hard time with that. I'm here if you need me. But yes, there is definitely influence and there is definitely bias there.
Yes, it is true. If a man dates a white woman, he will date a man.
Yeah, you heard correctly. If a man dates a white woman, that means he would date a man. Would you believe me if I told you that post went viral on TikTok? Hundreds of thousands of likes. Hundreds of thousands of comments of women agreeing with the take. So much so a woman said that it's scientifically proven for that take to be true. Sweetheart, what institute would ever fund an experiment so moronic? Help us understand. Not only have some of these women lost touch with reality, they have lost touch with common sense. And as sad as it is, we can't save them. There's literally nothing we can do. Between the BBL injections, No Child Left Behind, the CIA, Nissan Altimas, all these women randomly becoming real estate agents, we're literally outnumbered. There isn't anything we can do to stop this run. You literally have to allow them to crash out on their own. And I can assure you, if you ever try to talk any sense into them, they will sassy, clock it, and period your ass to. It's not worth the fight. Gotta keep the change.
I'm fixing to rant hard, but chivalry is...
Seriously, men absolutely suck these days. That's why, and they're only teaching their children to suck, their sons to suck. They're not teaching them manners, chivalry, or anything. It is ridiculous. The fact that I have more manners and more chivalry than a man. Sorry, I am losing my shit right now. Just left Walmart, and the men in there absolutely suck. Like, there was a gentleman, not a gentleman, a guy, whatever, specimen, that walked in with his youngest son, and I slowed down because I didn't know who was going first, whatever, and he goes, just go, talking to his son. Just go. And then it's like, you walk in through the rest of the store, men just cut out in front of you, and nobody says excuse. And the fact that you're not teaching your sons, your children, period, manners, but your sons, chivalry, and how to treat a lady is beyond me. It's laziness. It is laziness. Come at me, and I will let you have it right now because I am hot. Now, am I tired today? Do I have the best attitude? No, but I'm pretty sure I have been making myself aware of what is going on around me. Like, I am not the only one shopping in Walmart, and I have manners. I still have manners. But seriously, men suck. Men in general suck. That's all.
I just feel like everybody's a girl's girl until they're not. Like you. Like, you're probably, would you describe yourself as a girl's girl?
Yeah, I was getting there.
Okay, so yes, you are. Okay, so you're a girl's girl, yet you will take money from other wives' husbands just to pay your own bills. And you were kind of like, well, that's their fault for paying for. So there's this like double standard where we're like, oh yeah, we're girls until it just like no longer benefits us, until we can weaponize it against each other, against men.
Then what about women like me who've been a breadwinner in every single relationship, and I prefer to pay for myself?
Yeah, but what's your point?
Yeah, you can't just generalize all women like that.
Please be specific.
You just did.
No, I used a very specific modern feminist. I used a specific example for you, which was claiming you're a girl's girl, yet knowingly taking money and taking husbands away from wives because they're paying you. And I got villainized and demonized for just being honest. You're checked out because I'm calling you on something that you don't like. So you'll be abrasive. You'll be like, this is my opinion. But then the moment somebody challenges that, you're like,
no,
that's feminism, ladies and gentlemen. Really? Thank you very much.
Call men stupid in every possible way that you can. As time went on, I learned the way to make music. You write what speaks to you, and you write the music that you want to listen to yourself. Call men stupid in every possible way that you can. Let's call men stupid again.
This very reason, there are very few artists that I will allow my daughter to listen to. Sabrina Carpenter is definitely not one of them. Dua Lipa is one of them. Snow the Product, no problem. Probably the only female rapper that my daughter can listen to. Not listening to Taylor Swift. She's not listening to Olivia Rodrigo. She's not listening to any of these women who make music for girls who beat their boyfriends and then blame their boyfriends for it. Sorry. I already hear the feminists already. Oh my God, you're so controlling. You're so weird. But if I sat up here and I was like, I'm not going to let my son listen to music that blatantly disrespects women, y'all would be like, yay! And that's true. I'm not going to allow him to listen to that. But for some reason, society finds it perfectly fine when we teach little boys how to treat women. But once we start teaching little girls how to treat men, then it's a problem.
Men don't want to marry anymore because the risk outweighs the benefits. There's a risk that comes with marriage that essentially only benefits a woman. A man marries you and can only hope that one day you don't wake up and say, I feel like I don't love you anymore and I want to leave and you can't do anything about it. According to ASA, 70 to 80% of divorces are initiated by women. Among college-educated women, it jumps to 90%. You know what's crazy? I mean, a lot of us women don't have anything a man actually wants that we can bring to the table.
I don't think men understand how successful they would be if they just took a girl out to dinner. I get so much for not giving men a chance. But it's like, well, you ain't offered to go to dinner. You offered for me to come to your house at 10 o'clock. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna go do that. I'm not gonna do that. But like, the 90% of the time, if you ask me to dinner, I'm gonna go to that dinner. I can't promise I'm gonna go to another one. If it sucks, it sucks. Like, if we just, not that you suck, but like, if we just aren't, if it sucks. But if you ask me to dinner, I'm gonna go to it. I'ma do it.
Men don't want to fight back. Unfortunately, our societal norm has become that men don't want to fight back. Like, I watched a video of a guy in an Uber. He was being choked by a woman from behind, and instead of fighting back, he holds his hands up and is like, I'm not going to touch her. I'm not going to touch her.
Oh, he's afraid.
Because he's like, if I touch her, I'm going to go to jail. And that's not okay.
It's not okay.
No,
that's not okay.
And we as a society have now put that on men that they can't fight back.
It's going to be terrible. The man brought me carnations. I see.
Wait, hold up. The man brought you flowers? What an asshole.
Not flowers, carnations.
What's so wrong with carnations?
Ugh, they're filler flowers.
Would you dump a guy if he brought you carnations?
Me? No, but I happen to like carnations, especially the pink ones. In fact, I think they're making a comeback. I would, however, throw away a guy for wearing docksiders or topsiders or any of the above. No, those are cute.
So basically, guys are just...
No, that's not true. None of that matters with the right guy. Harry was bald, and he talked with his mouth full. But I loved him anyway.
Right, because he didn't bring you filler flowers.
No, because I loved him. Of course you did, sweetie. Don't say that to her.
I'm sorry, I was just trying to be funny.
Well, it wasn't funny.
Yeah, it wasn't funny. I'm a slacker. I guess if I were wearing topsiders, I wouldn't be here. Good evening. You folks ready to order?
Yes. Let's see. I'm gonna start with the goat cheese salad, and then I'll have the tuna. But, sir, can you make sure there's no parsley on anything? I'm just really allergic. Not even a sprinkling of it on the plate.
Yeah, you got it. No parsley.
And can you ask the chef if the marinade for the tuna has parsley in it? Because if it does, I should probably change my order.
I'll go check.
Thank you.
You're not allergic.
What?
You're not allergic.
I don't like it.
Why don't you just say that?
Because when I say that, parsley somehow magically appears on the plate, and I feel bad because I have to send it back.
You didn't even order something that usually comes with parsley.
It comes with everything. You know what, guys? I actually have to... I totally forgot. I have to go. Bye.
Your high standards bother men because they feel 100% entitled to women. It doesn't matter whether or not he actually wants you or is interested in you, but you need to be a viable option for him. This is why women with high standards piss men off, because he needs to know that whether or not he wants you, you want him, that he has a chance with you. What do you mean he wouldn't be good enough for you? I think sometimes it takes a hit on their ego, and other times it's just their entitlement to women's bodies. It's just their entitlement to your time and your space. I think sometimes it's a hit to the man's ego, and then other times it's literally just, who do you think you are? Who do you think you are as a woman to deny me, a man? Who are you to say that you don't want me when I don't even want you? Who are you to turn me down when I didn't court you? Who are you to tell me that I'm not good enough? So raise those standards high. Because as a woman, one of the most dangerous things you could do for yourself is end up with a man who feels entitled to you. It's not about equality, it's about entitlement.
I have just seen a video of a guy on a podcast talking about when men are in their bad boy era, grow up, and saying how they could have anywhere between 3 to 5 girls on rotation and describing the order of them from his favourite to his pen pal. To be honest with you, that's not something that I have the mental capacity to deal with today. It's not something I would like to think about at all in the near future. I won't fit in the bin, but I'm just going to put you in the bin until I realise how I can deal with that.
Sounds pretty silly, doesn't it? Now, imagine all of these ladies out here talking about, oh, you gotta have a roster. Oh, you gotta have somebody. Oh, you need to have at least 2 or 3 of them on the side. Dumb.
If a man, presumably a black man, dates a white woman, he would date a man. I mean, there's too many TV shows. There's too many movies out. There's too many movies out. There's too many games. There's too many cars. Too many painting classes. Too many carpentry classes. Steel. There's too many gyms out here. You can go find one and work out. Too many Pilates classes, yoga, cycling classes. I'm probably spin class. That's what it is. too many of these going on in your city for you to be preoccupied with stupidity and drumming up and saying a bunch of BS like that.